miserable timing on that, as well as in terms of flat funding.
Right.
The other point that I would make, though, is that Compress has had a little bit of a problem. I don't know if it's a problem, maybe it's an advantage in the sense that it's been typecast as a deep earth enterprise or a high pressure enterprise. You know, Theory actually has a little bit of an advantage in the sense that they can actually, you folks can probably actually access, you know, that dreaded E word again, the environmental aspects to some degree. And so, you know, there is the notion that the Compress umbrella might be a little bit limiting because, you know, we're basically typecast. And so I just posed that as a statement.
Yes, we'll have the chance to discuss.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, that Compress, since this is a Compress discussion, that Compress as an umbrella is a typecast umbrella to some degree at NSF.
And I suppose Compress is simply infrastructure.
Right.
Infrastructure, okay, we will discuss
We'll
this.
call it
We'll
infrastructure.
have the chance to
Infrastructure
discuss
and
this
outreach.
later.
This is maybe an important point about the role of, you know, I sort of think of, at least within the experimental world, that there are really three parts. One is infrastructure, allows you to do your experiments now. The second is development of infrastructure, maybe so building to do what you want to do tomorrow. And the third most important part really is the science. And Compress, excuse me?
Is that funded by Compress Grant?
And in the early days, we made the decision not to include science in these pieces. And it's partly of this competitive character. The science can be reviewed and funded by NSF external to Compress. And we tell NSF, you're good at doing that. That's what they've been doing for years, is to review the science proposals and to fund them. And we, in the early days, and there's still a legacy of this continuing, had spin-off proposals, which we called grand challenges. You were part of a grand challenge. We still have a rheology grand challenge, which is, in that particular case, was consortia of a bunch of people that are self-formed. Now it's not saying open your arms to the whole community. It's saying I want you, and as co-PIs. So it can be more exclusive. And then it goes to NSF and is funded as a, or not, based on the scientific merit. And that's the problem. If you have a group go in and say, this is an all-inclusive group, and we're going to do science together, I think you run into problems because it's not a filtered playing field. If each proposal can be reviewed individually, and you can create consortia, but then it has a slightly different flavor to it, and I think it'd be somewhat immiscible with a program like Compress, which is a big umbrella.